tonight's bedtime story, I've chosen It's Raining Bats and Frogs. After a very rainy week where we've had inside recess, I thought this book would be very fitting. I hope you enjoy it, students. It's Raining Bats and Frogs by Rebecca Colby. Every year, Delia looked forward to flying in the witch parade. This year was no different, despite the black clouds hovering overhead. "I think it's going to rain," said Delia. It did rain hard. The witches were wet and miserable. "It's raining on our parade," wailed one. "Positively pouring buckets," moaned another. That gave Delia an idea. Delia whipped out her wand and began to chant. "It's raining, it's pouring, but raindrops are boring. Change the rainfall on my head, make it cats and dogs instead." "Nice doggy. I never met a cat I didn't like." The witches were thrilled at first. "You call this a cat? Dog a bit, give me my broom back." Then the parade came to an abrupt halt. "This will never do," said Delia, raising her wand a second time. "The raining and pouring may have been quite boring, but cats and dogs, they just don't work. They hiss and bark and go berserk. So change what's falling on my head. Make it hats and clogs instead." "Black hat's my favorite. A girl can never have too many shoes." The witches were overjoyed at first. "That's my hat. No, it's my hat." "Well, those are my shoes. I saw them first." Then the parade erupted into a free-for-all. Delia sighed. "What a big to-do," she said, waving her wand again. "The raining and pouring may have been quite boring, but hats and clogs just have to go, inciting fights, creating woe. So change what's falling on my head. Make it bats and frogs instead." "Snack time, girls. Somebody grab a cauldron?" The witches were ecstatic at first. "I've been slimed. I don't think that's slime." But then the witches became even more wet and miserable than before. "What should we do now?" wondered Delia. Delia had run out of ideas. "Gnats and bogs?" she mumbled to herself. "Mats and logs? Rats and hogs?" The more Delia thought about it, the more she realized there was only one thing to do. With that, she raised her wand one last time and chanted, "The raining and pouring wasn't really boring, and bats and frogs just make a mess. They drop and plop and cause distress. So change what's falling on my head, back to drops of rain instead." "Thank goodness it's only water. A little rain never hurt anyone." The witches were relieved. The parade soon proceeded, and the longer it rained, the more exciting the parade became. The floats began to float. The marching band learned synchronized swimming. And Delilah and her friends tossed water balloons into the crowd. Everyone agreed it was the best parade ever. Until the year it snowed. Did you hear the rhyming words that were in the story that I read for tonight's bedtime story? I sure enjoy reading these books to you. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.